Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Shang. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. On September 23rd, He Kong, the former deputy director of China's National Bureau of Statistics, aged 81, made a statement regarding the number of vacant houses. He mentioned that experts' estimates vary significantly, with the most extreme suggestion being that the current number of vacant houses could potentially accommodate up to 3 billion people. He made these remarks during a forum in the southern Chinese city of Dongguan, as seen in a video released by the official media Xinhua News Agency. He also noted that while the estimate of 3 billion people might be excessive, it's conceivable that even China's population of 1.4 billion might not fill them all. Based on the data from China's National Bureau of Statistics, as of the end of August, there was a total of 648 million square meters of unsold residential property in China, equivalent to 7 billion square feet. The average size of apartments in China is approximately 90 square meters. This means that by the end of August, there were approximately 7.2 million unsold apartments in the country. It's important to note that this figure does not account for numerous unfinished housing projects, which are buildings that have been paid for but remain incomplete. Additionally, it does not include apartments purchased as investments during the 2016 period when the Chinese Communist Party implemented price increases to reduce housing inventory, many of which have remained vacant. The oversupply issues in China's real estate market is undeniable and conspicuous to the general public. What's remarkable is that a senior Chinese Communist Party official has openly acknowledged this fact, which is a rare occurrence. This former director, Mr. He, seems to have developed a condition that emerges in retirement, not senility, but rather a truth-telling syndrome. In essence, high-ranking officials, once retired, often feel secure and exempt from repercussions, as their faults are less likely to be exposed. Consequently, they become more forthright and willing to speak candidly. Numerous Chinese officials appear to share a common condition. During their time in office, they project an image of righteousness and carefully choose politically correct words. However, once retired, they often become more candid and expressive. Mr. He, the former deputy director, is no exception to this pattern. His extensive experience as deputy director of the Statistics Bureau granted him access to a wealth of information and data, which likely contributed to his decision to speak more openly and honestly. What are the motivations behind the Chinese government's efforts to bolster the real estate sector and prevent a decrease in property prices? There are several key factors at play. To begin with, the real estate sector serves as a vital pillar of China's economy. It encompasses not just the property values and transactions, but also bolsters numerous interconnected industries, contributing significantly to China's GDP, estimated at around 25%, with some experts suggesting it might even reach 1/3. Given the colossal scale of this industry, the Chinese Communist Party is unlikely to permit its abrupt decline. Secondly, the real estate sector in China functions as a lucrative cash cow. For instance, out of 10,000 yuan property, approximately 6,500 yuan is handed over to the government, ensuring the continuous sale of real estate and keeping land prices at elevated levels. This directly affects the financial health of local governments, as revenue from land transfer fees serves as a major income source. Even undeveloped land is frequently utilized as collateral for loans by local governments. If land prices were to decrease, banks will demand the repayment of collateral, potentially triggering a debt crisis for local authorities. Thirdly, real estate is one of the few options for ordinary Chinese citizens to protect their wealth against inflation, currency devaluation, and other forms of wealth erosion. Many Chinese citizens face precarious income levels, and their wages often can't guarantee financial security. The government's authority to seize assets at will leaves individuals vulnerable. Historically, private entrepreneurs have seen their wealth confiscated overnight, as was the case during Bo Xilai's Sing Red Strike Black campaign, which led to a ruin of numerous business owners. Even when these entrepreneurs were later exonerated, they couldn't recover their confiscated assets. Cases like the Henan Rural Commercial Bank, where 40 billion yuan in deposits vanished, have left depositors unsure about the safety of their savings. Therefore, as a Chinese citizen, the security of your hard-earned money remains uncertain. Moreover, the Chinese government has engaged in substantial money printing. In just the past year, the broad money supply M2 in China surged by 28 trillion yuan, while it only generated 6 trillion yuan in GDP growth. Where did all this excess money flow, and why hasn't it yielded the expected results? Typically, excessive currency printing leads to inflation, but China has experienced a trend of declining prices. One significant factor behind this is that a significant portion of this newly printed money has been absorbed by the real estate sector, where it has been utilized by various levels of government to service their debts, resulting in locked-up liquidity. If not for this immobilization in real estate, China's aggressive money printing would almost certainly trigger rampant inflation. Chinese citizens have been led to believe that investing in real estate is their best defense against inflation, thanks to the support of the Chinese Communist Party government at various levels. Furthermore, due to the limited investment opportunities in China, where the stock market has remained relatively stagnant at around 3,000 points for over a decade, purchasing real estate has become the sole option for most Chinese. They see property values as at least keeping pace with the devaluation of the currency. In past periods of economic boom, a tenfold rise in property prices may have seemed typical, but upon closer examination, one would realize that the currency had also depreciated by tenfold. Why does China keep expanding its real estate sector despite having an excess of houses and a population of 1.4 billion people? Put simply, it resembles a Ponzi scheme that relies on a continuous influx of capital to maintain itself. A sudden, complete collapse of China's real estate market is improbable. Instead, it will likely decay slowly over time. China's vast economy and the resilience of its populace makes a sudden economic breakdown highly unlikely. It's more likely to be a gradual downward trajectory. Properties in China's second and third tier cities have significantly decreased in value. This can be attributed to the overall economic downturn and a population shift towards larger cities, leaving the foundations of smaller cities depleted. Houses in prime locations in cities like Shanghai and Beijing have generally maintained their value. However, there has been an increase in luxury property sales, often driven by homeowners seeking to cash out and relocate. Nonetheless, well-situated properties in these major cities remain valuable. After retiring, Director He seems to have developed a truth-telling syndrome as he candidly shares insights that might be silenced within China. As an average Chinese citizen, unless there is an urgent need or no alternative, it is best to refrain from buying property right now. This advice extends to properties even in the suburbs of major cities like Beijing and Shanghai. A general decrease in property price is expected, and this moment might not be too far away, possibly within the next 2 or 3 years. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.